Lawyer, akwa about saying.
Binia, Nyankopon da so gusu humi mobo. No, yeah.
Great. Sir, una we counsel Emma Oliver Baka Vomawa. Anka after the first appearance in court, Metro District Court, Ewa Shaiman, no? Our court, no? Remanded in police custody for 2 weeks, no? Anka will move following that decision by your day.
Obi, me chawa tifonya. Na, some question obi sabi. Ya na, anu yino, wa na quite to say yes, sabi. Maybe criticize Obi Ejuma. Na, it might not be right to do so. Na, nansu me you are no. Na, kwa me faswa me you are no me say. Lawyer bia ni strategy or the Ejuma. Me no say men na me yes our case we have the strategy be different. Enti anu ye ni say me mumu anka me ko high court for a bail. The application be call high court for bail. Enti anu na go bisa ho say die enti na sebi ye call for habeas corpus. Die enti na ye go Supreme Court invoking the supervisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to say the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to Obi
yeah, but the point is say Osha the reasoning behind habeas corpus application now. Well, they are of the view say their client is unlawfully being detained because again police for amfana and court want the jurisdiction to grant their client bail. The only thing that court can do is to remand the client and say prosecutors are ready. The committal proceedings will begin in that court. That court now refer at the appropriate court, which will be the High Court. And they say Ogusuo detention. They consider that as an illegality. In the High Court, no, and share prosecutor no accused Nimra and come and justify why they are still keeping him. That for me is the reasoning behind habeas corpus application.
Or what did they call High Court? Or what did they call District Court? Yes. District Court, no. District Court to make us only jurisdiction, you know. I get District Court the ma order so I remand them. So I say it is a District Court only jurisdiction. Does the court then have jurisdiction to remand him? Does the court have jurisdiction to remand him? So only jurisdiction say nipa na yede waba wanim no. Utumi tie na. Right?
Yes.
What jurisdiction say Oma di Pakrono remand? Then say court needs our jurisdiction, you know. That nonetheless, what exercises some powers here. Then you may have to go to the High Court, right, to challenge the jurisdiction of the court to even remand him, right, or bring an application for bail. So now Obi, me Sabi itia me kasano itia me kasi muibi eye ensem keke bi asabi ekoso so na what na Ghana in the 80s so to the bia na you free ho na mpani say sabi drama fun so abi akaya ho so what na Ghana in the 80s na obi in a democratic dispensation na omo ye na coup no bisa won say na ekosui sabi obi bia wasua woma ko akire wasua constitutional law in this country sabi yado coup ho fama kra no omo mpaye se emfa ye ho kampe se coup na mu so dia ni democracy aya adwenkyere ase ne say party fo bebre wo ho sabi me media me say the person ko nsuo edikogu konsuo fam kogu makola ebia obi o person fali me media person me fali bracing road na makodru makola Obi de also on so person of paka ukudi enu akodu makola. Ase ene say. Obi a ni adwenkyere a ofo se odibu man a eyiye. Enti se wadwe ne se niema enko yie a na se udom political party bia your proposition and your warning is not a coup d'etat. Your proposition and warning is that the ground is fertile for a change of government. It is idea for alternative view, bra. Kwame, Obi, alternative view way. Alternative view way. 11 year alternative view way. Economy no problem of alternative view way. Now, the only alternative view now the country let me say the ground is fertile for a coup. Then I will party. The whole party let me say the political parties and what system we will get on. Said this by way and to me a woman ya or kind of woman to me woman. It is hardly a young soldier for me. Obi, get a cosway. So what's Ghana in the 80s? Obi, what's Ghana? And so was our brave way and the canini more. Obi, Sabianyado. Obi boku swa, Oba Bonamaso, what can't let me say? Sasem we yank you. Sabi a musio. So, and Penny say, Obrico swan a joy each. Swatia say, it is a wolf, you know, Brico the swan a joy. Osoyano Pano, Osoyana Joe Bompaye. Et tu could ye sabi, a coye brico amaye. Et ye moboso. So, Gentia Yabo Bosso say, Obi, check. Jerry John Rollins, I said, Yard, when Yan Biako. Okojina, after the May 50 insurrection, trying on. And I said, Oyadom in some Kayabi or cow, and would Yadom Tardechi. So I say, and in any shape or form, Yen Kamwasem, Sepianyado, Sedipina air coso and Enya. Obi, the Oba can say, the dumb political party gay. My dear Senior
Asempa FM.
So I can say, dear Coswano, Samia Kameni A, B, C, D. Nani pa, and what many one ya reshemu. Yes, a sound or buying bo a wabat for me. Yet the ma party for Fra, over to me, ye. Nemono, sabi young crack for, young rubber for, I a woman. Sabi, a lawyer for Kudam. Yes, we did the constitutional history of this country. And then the young Yabo Kuchini. Young Yabo Kuchini. Obi, we are taking a lot of things for granted. Now, I don't blame our generation because most of us were not involved in the fight for democracy. And say that you are taking it for granted. Obi, check, soldier for the soda. Soldier for the soda. Or would the so over 10 years, Kobisa said there was an Auditor General report to Gromafia. Auditor General report, Kobisa said you will be Ukroma. Kobisa said, Obi to me fighting for right to information, they will Gromafia. Obi, Kobisa said, Obi to me will be called SRAT, Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Let me make it findings against Obi Dana. Sabi, Omo be Kroma say, Omo be Brewu. You who you know Muslim Pafenam. Now, only land or prime areas and or cantonments, Laboni. So, I say, you know, now only more interest in state-owned enterprises and what Kroma say. So, that's what you have to do. You have to be that. I say, Obi, the institutions, you know, they might not be working as much as we want, but they are far better. They are far better than military rule. And he said, Obi, so what you will say, I buy out this way, Sabi, Nana Adjei, and so when you give us alternative. Today, Obi, you young budget alternative from any opposition party. budget sabi kanu oyata de call parliament no ngofo se enye no besine yenya alternative biara. Is this opposition we have in this country? Besine yenya alternative biara. You know, I say we are facing liquidity constraints. Car challenges here,
Asempa
and what challenges no? Obia no can't say and say.
Ekosiisen on Asempa
Yeah,
FM.
and Kameya say, make one a more say, make one a more say. After the economic challenges in the coup, every ever. Obi, na mamen can go see Oliver Beckham on so. And no na many baby and yaji. Lawyer for omunide. The end of the lawyer follow. As far as the bias put in a matter like this. Lawyer for omunide. The end of the lawyer for a Supreme Court on a matter like this. Seeking the relief, sir, or seeking the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but even at the Supreme Court, lawyer, even at the Supreme Court, no. So we share the second relief na omuwe sikia. Say any say police ni epiki obi an accused person. Na omo de ne air court of first instance in the case of this specific crime. It was say a district court for committal proceedings to begin. But that would begin when prosecution and investigations IBB. In this case, clearly, prosecution no more investigations. In the committal proceedings, ni betimi ashase. In taking the accused to the district court, no, omomufi said na eye buapayo just to deny the accused person bail, and they think the Supreme Court should interpret that provision of our laws, no, na enye claim obia. Is that wrong?
Supreme Court the could be. It's still a high court matter. It's still a high court matter. It's still a high court matter. So I say, it will be. You know. Share, Mami Castle himself.
FM.
Obi, few years back, Nametia Buchi, and I'm a lawyer Penibia, who free Ghana, and my role in the Breno Kujani Kotana Buchi. And no catch him for lawyer. Time military rule is here, no. Law practice for Ghana, a guye, it's young nine with Buchi. Nasabi, and you're a lawyer for you about democracy, Obai. And you're a lawyer for young Kuyabo, Obi, young Kuyabo, a brantiano. Se uji tu se da or them na ya kwa paswa or high court or deal. You refuse na wa appealing. So what I say, and I say high court to make you orders. Now for say the essence of the high court's jurisdiction. No one Supreme Court to seek the supervisory powers of the Supreme Court. So now, maybe Obi. Okay, say a few years back. Coaching Kofubi said Omo plan coup Ewukuma. Obi, I know so you're very prominent on social media. Okay, you see Ukuma. The intellectual class of this country on social media berated it. They laughed at it.
Yeah.
I was at the end of the Obi, a one make see who are Akoswo Ghana Yinase. Opa for into form. Every coup is see Kumasi. The president and answer, okay, this one would be an insabreno. No, you're more educated than Nipa to know. Because school, we take things for granted. We take security for granted. It's a to be and somewhere, yet it be a grow. Now, Oliver, that wasn't the first time we're making a statement on social media about coup d'etat. Take the country movement. Kotiani speech will make you all. Nasabi, yan tam kesi, and you could it out. Obi, it was Sramo. Obi, Mama Yamre, Yamoya democracy no by. Obi see, Yama Kuya, Yama Ubia hope in the democracy, and yet the options available. The proposal opposition for the and what he found. And Komusia, no be a catch him say, Mamma McQuine, said the bar, let cut the expenditure by this amount. He paid more Flagstaff House by this number. So what I say, we discuss it that was share private sector to create jobs. So Obi, after Ghana 48, say actually also move there. Then the conditions are right for coup. Jesus Christ. Obi, yen tanke say mo bia moso. Why? Now the procedure no Oliver no call high court for bail. No munya is just to create a certain impression.
Yeah, but the other thing is, so they say there are some issues. It will take one person to confront those issues and right the wrongs. The mere fact that practice be akoso since time memorial and interest at this time, it has to be different. And it will take one person to correct Sadi. And for example, the Omo alleges the police for
Obi metwase me patrol yen hwa bi. Oliver was them for how long?
Cecilia, 2 weeks and some days, yes.
Obi, so ukona obi pra. And your first signal the kind of man.
True.
And so now they never call hospital. In the circumstance of this matter, no first aid in any day. First aid you bail out the Yamano. Who are Supreme Court already. The constitutionality or otherwise of the conduct of the police, the Supreme Court is there to pronounce on it. The matter is not a moot point because
yes.
If you open the man answer, no, you build the money we are. Why issue rates our Supreme Court for to invoke the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court for interpretation of the Constitution?
Ekosiisen on Asempa
FM. Obi, share Miss Regana for Miss Rina. Yes, see, the young a kind you be. So I say, intimacy,
Asempa
young fire Nancy form. Oh, Mumidiano, Mona Sebi, Mumani Papa in Casa. But I was seeing ya idea be, it will cool Marcia. A byword. When you can say by this idea, you pump it. It is insane one any back. I was here blocking. Obi, a great year, I'm not being partisan. You just come on, Crophobia. Fraudulent judgment debts. And no, they're not coming here right for coup. Ghana for you, but let now. And you say, yes, a through the ballot box. That is the option. So, Sabreno and Nana Adjei Bawuah, any MPP, presenting or alternative. Obviously, the mom free SHS. Obviously, the mom say, Ghana for Yamana Nado Kwai. What can I say? We are saying, Yamana Kwai, if you don't speak to me. It is also said, in your view, near Omukai and Amakroma economic challenges about. Obi, dear, I will be my Ghana for. Catch me. Now, what the other country, the other my own country. Also, as the coup. Also, as the coup. Also, which means that Okrano, Unyuni. Obi.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter, lawyer, and so they say, none of the political parties we have in this country and officially are making any claim about a coup d'etat.
Okay, Obi, when it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it is a duck. Professor Tukuba, where is Mama Yirajo Mahama? Swat here. Sophia Nyado, he quacks like a duck. He's a duck. Swat here. We don't need a political party or the country and say, why a press conference? This is a political party. Obi, go and check. Most of the coup d'etats are in Kuma. no political party, but
Ekosiisen
political
on
parties,
Asempa FM.
one way or the other, were behind them. That's what I said. Sabi, it was here today. You guys are near man. Who bita? A government can get here. Some people cannot be accounted for. We cannot go back to the dark days. Yes, democracy. You are practicing it since 1993. Say, 1997, 1998, ever 99. Will be that inflation.
Asempa
Now
FM.
you're more than 40%. Go and check. That interest rate at the banks will be now you're more than 45% as I say. So what I say, and so cool and see Ghana for you now, but as a sabino. And my ever John at the Kunko for a buy or buy was a show was a term to Abapa. Ghana for she have was a term to Abapano. Or Saniema. So, and tis a what's in your man? Yeah, my alternative. Check, Ukaya, 1997-98, when MPP was the minority in parliament, they were giving us alternate budgets. Why is alternate budget?
Ekosiisen on Asempa
They say the
FM.
commercial wunsa, considering a car there, considering the resources I work, right? Saying I will be managing better than kind of reactor budget or the call parliament. Basically, and one is among IMF, a Chinamon IMF. So what the other say, what the other IMF are? Come and explain to us why I would be done at the IMF. Now, the end of the IMF, what say, not gonna forward with the options. So,
Very well.
not the Jazzy, the good. Obi, Mamina, if you know, Cassa,
Asempa FM.
it be our premier, so be in Yabo treaty. But when a coup is mentioned, Obi, you have no idea the blood pressure goes slow because we would be in here. And now we are the cast COVID restrictions. So that form the coup. So who is here? What would is here? What would is here?
Yeah. I get you, lawyer.
They were beating some Ghanaians. Now it was a coup d'etat. So they said, what's your constitutional history of this country?
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Obi.
Lawyer, my nurse, Bibi any a best answer. Yeah, that's it.
Why? Me can quite be a tia will be now so on fancy me. Maybe my son Abano, a liberation, in which I see a canisa. Why?
Nana Adjei Bawuah, a private legal practitioner, and I'm saying, can Ekosiisen Sonny, a higher Asempa 94.7